Hey guys, so I want to go over a play that I did with some students. And the reason I wanted to share it because I have been talking a lot about keeping Sofi on your watch list. Okay, Sofi is what closed at about 21, 22, 21, 25 on Friday. And it's really beginning to make its way back up to that, 22, 23, 24 on back up to those older all-time highs. And so there's going to be some heavy levels that you want to watch for up there on SoFi as it pushes higher. But I want to go over a play that we did. Simple, low risk. It was, a simple by the book pattern. And the main reason that I want to go because I wanted to go over this particular play and then as well as pretty much make this a candlestick lesson. Now, in this little series that I have here on the candlestick lessons where teaching you to identify candlesticks and patterns on the chart that allows you to take full advantage of your plays through simple price action, through simple identifying candles, because the candles and those patterns tell you just about what the price is about to do next. And of course, we wait for confirmation. I say that all the time, and allow it to sort of validate itself. And you don't just hop into a play and then it invalidates and does the complete opposite. And I've talked about that a lot on this channel as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the SoFi chart. Okay, we're going to go to the 15-minute time frame, which is where the play was seen. Now, and me in particular, I was able to close out my play with a 190% return. I had some students that had 125, 175, 215% return. And these were newer students. They did their very first trade on SoFi. I wanted one that was low risk, a lower cap stock, and one that doesn't move in massive increments so that it had room to kind of do its thing without triggering anyone's stop loss. Okay, so that's why we picked SoFi. And so I got into the play with them, of course. And it was definitely a perfect learning moment to show them how to identify patterns, how to act on the pattern, and exactly how it's supposed to play out. All right. And so what I want to do is over here, I'm going to show you guys what that pattern pretty much looked like. And it looks like this, a bull pennant. Okay. A bull pennant is a bullish signal. Okay, bull pennant, bullish pennant, however you want to call it. Now you might also look at the pattern as a wedge. You might look at it as a bull flag, because you have flags. You got the square flags, you have little triangle flags. They can be referred to as different things, and the outcome is normally still the same as long as you're not too far off on what the pattern is called. Just like the wedges, right? When the wedges are forming, it goes up, down, and it starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller, where the candles are getting smaller, steam is blowing out, and it's about to have a breakout. What separates the pennant, or just like from a bear or a bull, is the position of the particular leg before the market start going up or down. So just as you notice, this leg here is going down, it's coming up, and then we're going up and down. We do this breakout. You can see here we came downtrend, and we start getting smaller, and then we start continue to move down. That right there is the simple things that help you to identify bull flags, to identify bull and bear pennants. Okay. Now wedges are pretty much the same, but imagine you don't have really a flagpole, or you don't have a leg there on that pennant to kind of give you a sense of, okay, the breakout is going to be to the upside or to the downside. With the wedge is just up, down, and it's getting smaller, smaller. And what you have to do is wait for the direction of the breakout before you make your move when it comes to wedges. So looking at this, and pretty much what we saw could be looked at as a wedge, but there are other indications there to let you know exactly what that pattern was. So I'm going to take you out to the charts, and we are going to look at it really quick. As you can see, I am over here on the 15-minute time frame on SoFi. Okay, this area right here is where we are going to focus on. And because I'm seeing what I'm seeing now, I'm going to show you guys exactly, give you more than one lesson here on this pattern, on pattern validation and pattern invalidation. Okay, so if you saw the video, if you came across it on any other platform, or if I posted on my shorts here on YouTube where I talked about the same pattern was presenting itself again, and you'll probably already know what I am going to refer to here. Right, so let's look at the pattern first. It's right here, okay? So I'm going to take this line. I'm going to draw it here, and then we're going to come up here. We actually didn't want to go that far up because we drew this out prior to this little piece here taking place, as well as this. This is where the money came in, okay? So I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to put it there, all right? And then we come over here so I can straighten this out a little bit. I'm going to run this up here. So let me zoom this in so you can see it. Now you guys see how this pennant is pretty much presenting itself. It don't have to be perfect lines, but you definitely want to make sure things are connecting, okay? And so before we even got all the way up there, we were about around here. There weren't many of these up here before we drew it. So we came down just a little bit more, okay? So when we were pretty much setting this thing up to kind of, okay, this is what we're seeing. We kind of got ourselves a potential flag here. We have ourselves a pennant here. Sometimes, we refer to as different things, but as long as you understand what you're looking at and the potential outcome of what's supposed to happen, then you should be okay. Okay, so we have our leg up here. You guys see here, and things got a little bit tighter and tighter. And then the next morning, okay, this here happens and this thing pushes up and we are up here. Now this is where I said that opportunity was presenting itself again. And we're going to come here, we're going to draw this little line right here, and then we're going to draw this other one right up in here. Okay, now as you can see, when I talk about pattern invalidation, okay, with this pushing up here, if the pattern that I showed you guys, the pennant, the leg is up, kind of a little sideways, maybe a little consolidation, gets a little bit thinner, and then it pushes up. Look what happens here. When me and my students were going over this, I said this opportunity is potentially presenting itself again. Watch it. Don't act on it, but watch it, because this right here was happening on Friday, okay? And so I said, don't act too fast on it, but watch it, because we are at the week's end, the last trading day. People could be offloading positions, offloading shares for the weekend, and things are going down, because when the selling takes place, when any selling takes place or an excessive amount of selling, that results in the price beginning to pull back. And so that may be the case a lot of times with certain stocks on Fridays. People are offloading for the weekend. So I said, be gentle. And this is precisely why. This right here would have given us that same indication that we got here. Leg or flagpole went here, the pennant sort of formed itself, and then it pushed up. It did it again right here, sort of. And it kind of was doing that exact same thing. You guys see it up in here? Let me kind of straighten this up a little bit. My computer is lower here. I don't have my full setup at my mom's house, y'all. So I am trying to see from up here on my laptop. So bear with me. All right. Now, let me zoom this in some. Now you guys see how we had that exact same thing set up and this thing shot down. It went all the way down. This is why you wait for that confirmation and you pretty much allow. Now let me say this when I say for confirmation, because if we look over here, we saw what was taking place. However, we had an additional day to let it play out. However, on this one, we got Friday. So I already know I'm really, really, really skimped on when I trade on Fridays or what I trade on Fridays, okay? Because I know how people, when you look at it, okay, it's Friday, the weekend is coming in. People are real cautious on holding trades, at least some companies as of right now, because of how everything is going with the market, and you just never know. So offloading is more than likely to take place across the market on Fridays, okay? It just all depends on what your game plan is. So I'm not saying offload on Fridays. Stick to whatever your game plan is, but a lot of times that happens. And so even though this right here was presenting itself, it may have given us all indication that it was going to push back up. However, it did not, and it came back down. Okay, pattern invalidation, that is what that is, and that is what that looks like. Okay, so wait for your confirmation. Look for that breakout. If the breakout is supposed to take place to the upside, let a candle or two form and then make your move. This is a 15-minute time frame, so 2 candles will be about 30 minutes before I say, okay, I'm going to get in on that third 15 candle because I allowed 30 minutes of price action to take place, and I'm a little bit more confident in this thing moving up as it's expected. That was the lesson. Now, another thing that I want to look at before we close it out, just in case you are here, you have not seen the similar video that I did on Sofi, on this particular play, is what to watch for next. Sofi is getting back up there, and right now it's in territory where the bears are waiting. There's going to be a lot of rejection that we are probably going to be seeing as it tries to climb back up there to that all-time high and make some new all-time highs. Okay, so I'm just going to really quickly show you guys something that I put in my shorter video, was where to really watch for on Sofi and where it's potentially going and what could potentially happen when it get there. Okay, because when a stock comes back from $2, $3, $4, $5, its all-time high was about $28. That lets you know just how big of a pullback it was. That was damn near 100% pullback, going from that all the way back to a couple of dollars and working its way back up. And it's just $7, $8 away from its all-time high to potentially break it and make new highs. So you already know it's going to be a battle trying to get back up there. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take you guys to the daily time frame, okay? Because on the daily is going to give us a bigger picture of where we need to be cautious on Sofi as it starts to climb. In this little area that it is right now, this $20 area, that $18 area, definitely $20 area, $22, and so forth. Okay, so you guys see here, you come to a bigger time frame, and it gives you a bigger picture of what's going on. So we're going to take this down, zoom that out a little bit, and this is where we are going to focus on. Okay, note where we are right now. Matter of fact, let me put a little line right here. Okay, let me put a line here so we can kind of I'm just going to put it like right up in this area to show you how far away we are from, well, not how far, how close we are to this level that I want you guys to pay attention to. And you see these triple touches here? Gotta watch it, because this is going to let you know where the bears are going to be ready to start letting off, and where the bears are going to be ready, okay, to start pushing this thing back down. All right, now we're going to come right up in here. You see where our pink line is here? Now we kind of got this little area here, but these are the areas here and here and here that we kind of looking at. Okay, this little area right here are all at that little same little level there. That's about $24 and about 50 cents. Okay, this area here, 24.50, 20, 24.50, and 24.55. That's all that little piece there. Okay, once we get up there, you see where we are now. So we are getting closer and closer. Look what happened every single time it got at that area. Now we can't hang here. We kind of pushed back down, and we pushed up a little bit higher to make that all-time high right here. Then it came back down, kind of sort of made this level of resistance. And look what happened. It pushed back down again. We got up here again some time later, and look what happens. We push back down again. And this is what the biggest fall of it all happened. From here, back at that $24 low, and we came down. Now let's zoom that thing down some, and we're going to come over. Let me get my regular mouse back up. Let's see. There we go. And you guys see how far down we came back from that 24 level? Look how far down we pushed, okay? And it's now starting to make its way back up there. This is a $20 drop from here. From $24 to a $4.60, $4.70, all up in here. And it's just now making its way back to these 20s, okay? Over time, as you guys can see, we got up there, had a little pull back again, and now we're getting back up here. So it is definitely going to be a fight in order for it to break that $24 level and to finally make it back to that $28 level all-time high and break above it. Once it breaks above that $28 level, we can expect a pullback. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to $28 and then it pulls back to 20, maybe 26, try to push back up to 28, come back down to 24. You got to just watch it. You got to just watch it. But it's patterns, okay? Pay attention to the patterns of how this thing has moved. Watch for it to break heavy resistance level. Expect a pullback to a heavy support, a bounce, and a retest. A retest at the bottom. That's just ups and down, higher highs, higher lows, lower lows. Look, pay attention to what the candles are telling you, because that lets you know its next move. And sometimes it can fake you out. It could trick you. You might find yourself with some invalidated candles or patterns there, but nevertheless, it still will eventually make its move. Sometimes it just kind of stretches it out because it's a battle to break new levels. Okay, so I hope that made sense, and that's something that I want you guys to watch on SoFi. SoFi is one of those ones that I put in that boat with Palantir. I've literally been investing in SoFi since it was like $4, $5 maybe. And then when it got like to $8 is when I started trading, if I'm not mistaken. And so I've been on this thing for a while, a long while. So I know how far it has come. And I know how massive a pullback can be on this thing. And of course, it eventually will recover. How long? You never know. You just have to play the game according to what the charts are telling you. Okay, so keep Palantir on your radar for trading and investing. I invest in this one, hold it, because of its use case. Okay, there's a lot of different things from DeFi bank accounts. It's in connection with Samsung payments, and a number of other things. Okay, so get into those fundamentals on the back end. Look at everything that's integrated with SoFi. Look at everything they have coming up with their AI efforts and a number of other things in that decentralized area, AI, software integration, and more. It's plenty. Okay, so keep it on your radar, and watch those levels. Don't get tricked out up there at the top. Probably should just say faked out. Don't get faked out up there at the top, okay? Because it's getting back to those levels where things are gonna get a bit iffy. Okay, so if you the book that is in the video, you guys, I'll pop it up right here for you. It's Little Black Book of Candlestick Patterns. You guys can find it down below in my description, and it goes over 50 plus patterns for you to be able to identify everything from candlesticks to full formation pattern. The wedges, double tops, double bottoms, triple tops, triple bottoms, individual candles, all of that. Okay, it's in that book. So you can find it down below. And it was something that you can utilize, as well as watch SoFi come Monday and see if anything else presents itself. And when I say that it's low cap and low risk, you have under $100 to what you want to play on SoFi, you are able to do that. Okay, it doesn't take a whole lot to get into SoFi and to either get your feet wet, just as my new student did on that first trade, which is why I picked it, because it was, low risk. $50, $100, $150, now even less, honestly, especially considering it was almost close to expiration date. So yeah, keep it on your radar. Go in, look at the charts, kind of give yourself a little bit of a game plan to get into for Monday on this one. And then also create an investment plan for yourself on this one as well to hold for a long term. And that's all I got for y'all today.